Yo, yo,
Pew,
yo.
pew, 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 pew. Welcome to the guns. Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah, actually, do you know what, dear listener? Welcome, dear watcher, for another
Welcome.
episode of Don't Be a Hero podcast. Forrest, for the very first time. Now, Forrest, I'm gonna give it a massive shout out to Forrest here. Forrest has been on a journey, on a health and well-being journey of fitness. Losing the pounds, and he has shredded himself. And he bought this T-shirt of a Don't Be a Hero T-shirt, which you can get on Spreadshirt, on our link tree. You can get one right now. You can get a hat also as well. Why treat yourself? Come on, it's Easter. Whoa. Also, he's had this for a while, and he's like, do you know what? I can't fit into it yet. I'm going to lose some weight, and I'm going to fit into it. And mate, you are wearing this, and you are looking fly, honey.
It is feeling good, feeling sharp. I'm glad to have the logo right where it belongs, on my chest.
Honestly, mate, I'm gonna go on a little rant here. You have done an incredible job. Just to think how like I was actually watching like old reels and like episodes and stuff from like this time last year, and mate, you're a different person now. It's incredible stuff.
It is insane. Like, you know, I think the biggest moment for me was probably last summer when we did our live. And there's a moment where I'm sat down and I say, I'm going to let Matt handle the microphone and walk around the audience. And do you know what, mate? The next time we do a live, I'm going to have that microphone.
You're going to do the walking around. Yeah, man.
I'll do the walking, I'll do the talking, and I won't even have to lose my breath, which was ironic because I completely lost my place in that sentence. But there we are.
It's inspiring, man. It's inspiring.
Commitment, mate. You've got to be hyper focused on these things.
Yeah, man.
And the delights that await.
The delights. The delights that await.
That await. But it's not over. I've still got, I reckon, I want to lose another stone in a bit. And then the journey. And then it's just about the maintenance of that.
Keeping that, That's incredible, man. And so how long have you been doing this little interview episode of Forrest here? So how long has this period of health and well-being been for you?
Well, probably, I would say properly, but I always get this timeline wrong. I think probably from about July or August, to be honest. I think I probably just started when we did the live.
That was, when was the live?
There was nothing to be shown. Yeah. But hardcore facts for you listeners. I've gone from 18 stone 10, which is about 130 plus kg, to what I'm currently 13 stone 9.
Whoa.
So I'm now in like the 80s for kg. So, it's a healthy amount of weight loss there.
Dude, that's incredible.
But I feel all the better for it, mate.
Honestly, mate, that's incredible.
But equally, totally, to everyone out there, some people much harder to lose, some people really easy to lose. Yeah. Everyone's got their own unique story. Just you try as good as you can.
Do you.
And don't beat yourself up if it doesn't happen.
And sometimes treat yourself as well. Like
oh Christ, I haven't got through this without sucking on a bourbon occasionally. Not eating it, because I'm not fucking, I'm not outrageous. But a suck on a bourbon when you need to, for God's sake.
just imagine your lips just literally encompassing a bourbon. Just that,
the whole of a bourbon. But I want you so badly.
Lovely. Biscuity cream.
I already can't wait to listen to that 10 seconds back when this gets uploaded.
Absolutely horrendous.
It's going to be awful.
Oh, my God.
But talking about listening back, I have to say, I listened back to last week's Daredevil episode, and oh, my God, I have an update.
Okay.
So, I went to town on Liquid Death last week, right?
You went 2 fitted in, mate. That's what you did.
Fucking hell, I drove a bloody double-decker bus over that thing. But I have since taken your advice heeded your advice, and I've had a freezer, so an ice cold liquid death.
Okay, here we go.
I can report that the first quarter of the liquid death was salvageable. It was not. It was mangoey.
Yep.
It was pleasant. It was nice.
See, the flavours are better when it's cold.
Yes. Yeah. Which, but on the can, it says store in a cool, dry place. Now, I would disagree with that.
No, it needs to be cold.
Store in a nice, cold place. But yeah, as you say, as minute it gets warmer, though, you're bordering back on that tasting like arse again. But, you know, it was better. And Good. I will take back some of my quite heavy criticism of last week, Matt. I apologise profusely if that put you in a place that made you.
I'm sure. It put me in a difficult predicament with my sponsorship, everything like that. So had to report back to the owner. So I'm so sorry, my co-host, just going in.
And I apologise that now, like, if there's any real footage and this goes out there, but yeah, no, liquid death, salvageable if ice cold. That's my
amazing, man, amazing.
But how you been anyway? How's your?
Okay. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, I'm fine. Oh no, I say that you were roasting me just a moment. I was late to the podcast as per usual, but my little girl Thea, she's not very well. Again, she's just very, very unwell. Yeah, today all of a sudden. Yeah, so we've been manning that, and I've been trying to sort of, in a distance, kind of be like so busy this week. I'm trying my hardest to kind of be really supportive, but then also I don't want that. Bless her. But yeah, no, all good. I think just life's getting busy now, isn't it? Things are happening. It's good. Talk about busy, though. This podcast has been busy with much content that's been coming out, particularly with our bonus episodes. We've been having lovely, consistent streams of bonus episodes coming out for you at least every month so far. We've delivered, and we're doing well. So we're the third month in. Our most recent one was with Sean Parker. I said Sean. Don't think her name is Sean. Sean Parker.
Wow.
You can follow her on Cat Mum Pop. She also runs the business called CM Pop as well. A brilliant interview episode with her. It was her first podcast she's ever been on as well.
Can't believe it. She,
absolutely bloody natural, man.
Like a duck to water, mate.
Yeah.
Incredible
work. Yeah. And it's just the content and all the kind of engagement we've got from her followers and stuff. And if you are new from her side, coming to this side of the podcast, hey, welcome. You're officially a dear listener. Great to have you here. But yeah, it's been awesome. Doing awesome stuff. We've got more episodes that are coming out in terms of bonus stuff. Forrest is going to be doing some Strike Media movies that's going to be coming out soon. Some sort of bonus stuff. I'm saying that now because you got to commit to it now.
Yeah. And immediately realised that I'm now going to have to go back to Strike and ask for a new link because that has definitely run out. I haven't watched that yet. I will get another one and watch that. But yeah, no, don't worry. I will definitely commit, and I will definitely do an episode. I've not done an episode of my own yet. I'm quite fearful of it.
You need to experience it. It's discombobulating is the word for me. Because you talk and you imagine somebody's going to talk back, but no one knows.
And it's just silence.
Yeah.
I also. Again, we're getting into administration heavy, but there is a certain game that has just been released that I am very intrigued for us to play.
Is this Split Fiction?
Yes.
I watched the trailer of that today.
I have seen so many good comments
about
awesome. It. And I think that should be our first little team up game.
I'm down.
Nice.
I'm so down for that.
So yeah, we will watch this space. I'll try and convince Matt. We always say this and it never happens, but this time,
I know.
This time I've got good faith. Yeah.
But that's not why we're here. What we are here to do is to continue our Netflix Daredevil marathon. Dear listener, we are so close to completing season 3 and then being on Born Again with everybody else. But we have to do this because this is integral. And to be honest, these next episodes we're about to review and talk about are integral for character development with
Whoa, yes, they are.
all of our heroes and villains in this series. So we are here to talk about Daredevil season 3, episodes 5 to episode 9. Hit that intro.
And here we are. So, yeah, some fantastic episodes straight off the bat. That's my first comment going to be, Matt.
Literally.
Brilliant.
My favourite so far, I think, across the board, actually, I got to say, the levels of flipping tension in these episodes. Oh my God, it was tantalising. And also, actually, I watched it last night and I watched some today as well. But last night I was like, oh my, this is like next level storytelling. Like, I think when you get to a series, when you've introduced and you're talking about character development, you're nurturing all the layers of these characters, and you get to a place where you can play with it and you can start pressing go on the certain things, particularly with like Wilson Fisk, the kind of level of maniacal control. And being 5 steps ahead of everybody and seeing that play out. And we're getting to see this now, this kind of, not Wilson Fisk, but Kingpin. And, mate, just all for it. Off the bat, before I give me your thoughts, because I'm going to ask you the next question after that. What are your thoughts?
I love it. I think again and again, we've said, right, when we did our Marvel marathon, when we looked at wild cards, sometimes the most simpler of plots can be the finest of plots. Don't overpack it, overstuff it. Sometimes just simplicity is divine. And this series, for me, so much more simpler than the last, so much more effective because of that. We're following Fisk the whole ruddy time.
Literally. Yes. Where's the side stories? There really isn't any. They're all tied in. Yeah.
Even Dex tied in. Blind Spot
Literally
tied in. It's so good to have. Oh, he missed that reference to Blind Spot. You missed Blind Spot. Yes, no, I like it. So simple, effective. I'm finding everyone's stories to a full degree. I think at this point in the series, everyone's stories like really interesting. I
had reservations with one character from episode 5, 6, and then a little bit of 7. Then during that 7th episode, I was like, okay, cool, I'm on board.
Let me guess, Foggy?
No. However, he is the weakest in terms of the story plot, but still plays into something that's quite nice. But I can see that does make sense with that comment completely. No, this is related to Maggie, the nun.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yes, and I can see why that opinion changed.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later, because that was like a jaw-dropping moment for me. I was like, what the fudge? Oh my God! Like that.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
What I was going to say, right? I actually, I'm so apprehensive about saying this because A, I know your reaction, and B, I know you are gonna fucking gallop straight to the reels, right? The minute I say it.
Let's get that scroll bar out of the way so I can get some good quality. Sort my hair out.
Controversial comment. Oh my God, I've got to get it on the TikToks.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Forrest's hot take.
Hot take. I think Foggy. Well, it's not Foggy though. Who's the actor who plays Foggy? I think. Eldon
Wait. Go again. So don't button. No, wait. Say again.
I think Eldon Henson is quite a weak actor.
Oh, now do you think this because he's a child actor? He's a child star, isn't he?
It might well be. I think I'm only really cottoned on this series. I can't say there's a lot of emotion in what the guy does.
I kind of agree.
But people love him because Eldon can only play Foggy, right? And Foggy is Eldon. I don't know how similar he is to Eldon, but it basically feels like they've gone, this guy, we're going to write you in. Right, we like you as a person. We'll write a character who basically Eldon could be. right?
Yeah.
And that's fine, and I don't mind that. Like, you know, you get actors all the time that play that one part, they could play no other part because essentially they've just played themselves, right?
Yeah.
Or the best piece of acting they could do. But I have to say, I think the more mature the show goes and the better the actors are around him and the better the plots, it becomes quite clear and obvious that he may be slightly ahead of himself. Again, if Eldon ever wants to do an interview with us, I will completely delete this last 5 minutes.
Absolutely, you should as well, because he's also a treasure as well. Because the movies that he were in, whereas when he was a kid, was the Mighty Ducks, and I grew up with those movies. So quack quack, Foggy, you're in my heart.
The Mighty Ducks, what in the
Don't
70s
you
or?
fucking are you?
I've never
Are
seen.
you about to fucking say you don't know what the Mighty Ducks are?
I don't think I've ever heard of that movie.
You what the fuck?
The Mighty Ducks. The Mighty Ducks.
Forest. Come on. You're a 90s kid. You're a goddamn 90s kid.
I am, but it's 92. I wasn't even born, Matt. I was not even born when this movie came out. So that only just though,
still,
93,
yeah.
isn't it?
It's not that much of a disparaging timeline. You would have still seen it when it would have come onto VHS.
But in all fairness,
for those
Matt,
boomers.
baby fucking Forrest wasn't coming out of the womb going, right, I'm gonna watch this film and remember it well when I'm in my 30s, because a friend of mine who's severely older than me.
Severely older? Oh, are you fucking joking? Severely older? That sounds fucking horrendous. Severely. Don't worry about him. He's just severely older than me. Oh, my back hurts. Yeah, back does bloody hurt. Why? Because he's so severely older than all of us.
It does. It sounds like a doctor has just diagnosed you. I'm sorry, sir. You've actually only got 5 months to live. You've been diagnosed with being severely older. Older than what? No, just older than anything else, basically. Like a relic, sir, is it? So yeah, but yeah, no, I've never seen a Mighty. Is it worth watching? Is it good,
mate? It's incredible. Oh, we'll put that down as a nostalgic watch. Just the first one with Emilio Estevez in it. I think it was in the second one as well.
27% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Don't fucking listen to Rotten Tomatoes. We know this by now. It's 3 years in with this podcast. We know never to trust them.
Yeah.
Trust me. Take my hand. Come on then. Into the world of the Mighty Ducks we go. Yeah, get to see a young Foggy. It's great. Anyway, we've digressed hugely. Quack, quack. Episode 5. Are you ready to go in?
Sorry, before we go in, I have to say that sounded like you were calling bingo. What's that? What's the two ducks? It's 22. And they go quack, and everybody in the room has to go quack, quack. No, anyway.
What the fuck is that? I don't know.
Such an overtly niche reference that I don't even know if I've completely got right there. Episode 5. Lovely.
Episode 5. Right, okay, so we begin with Blind Spot. Was it Blind Spot, you said?
Blind Spot, yeah.
In his lovely, neat, very OCD-esque apartment. And then we see him kind of go out, and we're looking at. That's actually a bit of a weird shot, and I kind of was like, "What the fuck is this?" Where they zoom in on the picture, and it zooms on this female character, of which we at this point have never seen before, and there's such an unnecessary, like a booming Hans Zimmer sound, making it sound like it's something that's really important. And I was like, "Don't know who that is. What am I supposed to do?" And then you figure it out later on, which is fine. But we get more layered narratives and context from Point Dexter. Fisk is framing Matt Murdock as well, or planning to within that. We have wonderful. I say wonderful. I don't know how I feel about this. This was one of my things. So we learn more about Point Dexter and how he became Bullseye, but no, he's not fully fledged called that just yet. But we get a lot of backstory in a form of a flashback. How did you like the flashbacks being played out from the point of view of Fisk?
Well, Matthew, I'm very glad you've asked me this question. I thought that this flashback went on about 10 minutes too long for me.
100%. What the fuck? That was half the episode.
Yeah, and it didn't need to be. There was not a drastic amount of information that we were like, oh yeah. And in fact, I would argue it kind of felt like the only thing we actually needed from it was that he had a therapist and that she made some tapes.
Yep. And then he killed her.
Yeah. That's the only thing that we're going to take forward in the sit. Well, so far, maybe someone else comes back, but it's I didn't really, and it almost mirrored. And I get why it mirrored Fisk a lot, right, in his backstory. And I get that, and I get like he could then use that to kind of convince Dex or bring him in. But similarly, I think Fisk was already on that trajectory anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think they could have done half of that, and it felt very much like, oh, we're gonna do more of this because we need to pad this episode out. Which was
it did feel like a filler, and this is the thing. Like it was giving us plenty of information about Poindexter to a point it was too much. We also Foggy was still in a very underwhelming storyline by this point. They're applying for DA and stuff. As much as we feel like that's kind of we were saying that's more related than other things that he's done in the previous series. Still just not. No stakes being raised from his point of view, and then flipping Matt Murdock still being bloody like a goddamn emo, mate. It's just like where is he? There he is, emo Matt Murdock, right there.
Yeah.
Because tonight will be the night that I fall for you. Obviously, I AI'd that picture. I was well happy with that.
It's a lovely photo,
isn't it?
That is
glorious.
That is amazing. If My Chemical Romance did a video game.
Literally. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's just, I don't know. I'm going to go into a hot take of my own here. I genuinely dislike the way Matt Murdock's character is in season 3.
Okay.
I just feel like he's moaning. He's petulant. Particularly overbearingly brooding over everything, and I think the aim is for him to feel like he's a little bit lost, but what it comes across is that he's just fucking bitching and moaning, and it's like, really, mate.
And I don't disagree. However, when we talk later about something pivotal that comes around the corner, I then kind of go, well, actually, is that not some genius writing? That, just as he becomes his most petulant self.
If you're saying what I think you're saying, that was even more of a reason for me going, why? What? He's an adult. He's a flippant adult. Can you just like get on with life and just move forward with a bit of empathy towards others?
He's an adult who's never had his parents there.
Oh, I see.
Not never
psychological
had his parents,
trauma inside. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well,
father. That kind of vibe, being a father. Yeah. No.
He's a brooding boy in Hell's Kitchen.
Oh my God, you can do. That's a good impression, Matt.
Thank you. That was very good.
This is brilliant. Oh my God, what's that? What's the actor's name?
Matthew Berry.
Forrest.
Hello, no, that was Messiah McKellen. He's back. Oh, Forrest. Don't go to Daredevil, Forrest. You live in Hell's Kitchen, Forrest.
What? It's fucking raw. that was me going Gordon Ramsay, but then he turned Australian at the end. It's fucking raw, mate. Oh my Christ alive. It's Ian bloody McKellen. I can't believe myself. I've been watching Married at First Sight Australia. That's my excuse for random Australian accent. Anyway, you don't watch that, so that's a pointless. Yeah. So the other thing that is quite now what I really did enjoy about this episode, that Karen, oh my God, she gets a good lump of plot.
Yeah, she does.
It's about damn time for Karen.
Yeah.
So Karen goes to FBI take her to Matt Murdock's flat because they have some questions for her. The FBI is looking into Matt Murdock anyway because Fisk has basically said his name, and it's the first time we see Wesley. We get a photo of Wesley, who obviously Karen has killed in the previous series. And she gets flashback. She sees this image. She goes like, Karen loses her shit at this picture, quite rightly.
Yep.
And then reveals to Foggy what she did.
Yeah, this is the thing. So it kind of, you like to talk about this, Forrest, quite a lot. The unraveling of a character or the unraveling of a plot. This is very much, particularly between these kind of episodes. I feel like we're leaning into episode 6 now. But from episode 6 in particular, is that there is a very clear, it's all coming back to her now in terms of the stuff that she's done. And she's fighting fire with fire. She's playing with the flames of Wilson Fisk. And she's about to get burnt. And she knows also, as this is happening and she's revealing these things to Foggy, the FBI being involved, and obviously what happens later on with her reveal and stuff, we see her get more panicked and more confrontational. I really loved it. I think her flipping acting skills within these episodes were the ones that showed her how good she can be, because I think she fell fault of a bad script in season 2. It was great. Yeah, I think she's smashed it. I do have a question though. Why does she have strawberry blonde hair and not blonde hair as what she did in the first 2 seasons? Why is there a shift in the hairstyle there, Forrest? These are the things I always question myself about. When I see the little details,
the symbolism, Matt, is to show that she's not as concrete about herself as she has been previously. So whereas blonde would be a very concrete image, it's very, I am blonde. Whereas now she's strawberry blonde. She's slightly unsure of herself. It's an unsure kind of blonde.
It's like I'm blonde and ginger, but I'm not sure which way to go.
Where am I?
Where am I?
Who am I?
I'm just trying to blend in, trying to be incognito. Just trying to be incognito in this city.
Gandalf!
Gandalf! Karen Page. There was a nice strawberry blonde hair you have there in the Hell's Kitchen. You seem to be in distress. Sorry, I'll keep going. It's bad, isn't it? I wish I was better.
I'll allow it.
We'll workshop it. It's fine.
We'll keep workshopping. But so Karen reveals to Foggy about what happened with Wesley. It's quite a nice bit there that I enjoyed, and it's the writing that they do whenever there's a bit of kind of Foggy or Matt have got to play the lawyer, but in a situation where they're a friend, or it's inappropriate for them to be a lawyer at that point. So I'm quite enjoying Foggy's scenes with like the officers. So Nadine goes around and speaks to Foggy in a previous episode. I fucking love that, because it's watching Foggy the lawyer come out and be like, well, you can't ask me that. are you going to arrest me or not? Because actually, it's within my right to leave. Like, I love shit like that. I love when and it's a device used in other series, a device used in film and TV all the time, where it they've got a specific job and they can use the mechanisms or the training of that job within another situation that's kind of outside of the main plot. I quite enjoy that. I like that. So the whole Foggy and Karen bit where Karen's like, I think Foggy says, it's about the detail that she can or can't say, and that's it. She has to pay him, doesn't she? She has to pay him so that he can be her lawyer before telling him anything, because then basically it's confidentiality. But I can't remember what they call it. Can you remember the phrase that he uses?
NDA, non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, but doesn't he say something else like
subpoena,
client something. Anyway, yeah.
Client confidentiality thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. This is
we're
fixating on a terminology there, Forrest, that we don't understand. All right, we don't understand the lawyer talk. We're not lawyers.
But it's worth bringing in what they say, Matthew.
No, it's not.
It is. It's an important detail, Matthew.
Look, we've been talking about one phrase, and I've been talking about Karen's hair. Let's move on to the next finite detail. We bring in the details here, dear listeners, that nobody else does. You see, what's mad tapping that was there for us?
That was me, me trying to find whether I can find it online.
I'm just trying to.
I'm just trying to find. Bloody hell! Rules of professional conduct.
We would be here for ages. While Forrest is doing that, I'm going to talk about another take that I enjoyed. Karen also has Matt Murdock just turns up at her apartment and has a little chat with Karen. So Karen does have a lot of chats with other people, particularly actually, see episode 6. Karen has a lot of scenes with different characters that are then thrown into the thread of the main story. So she has a scene with Matt Murdock, and I love this bit. There's a real brilliant line that she gives out when he went to say something, and she said, "If you said it was to protect me, seriously, I'm going to throw up." And I was like, "Yes, Karen, fucking brilliant!" Because I was like, "There's bloody Matt Murdock going back on the fucking thing that he's been pissing and moaning, coming in to go, look, I'm sorry, I was just trying to protect you. You really go, just like stop. Let's stop." So the other thing is that Karen meets the nun for the first time, Maggie, and that's an interesting thing because I think now we're going to see something more about that when we have our next episode next week. The other thing, Wilson Fisk becomes more Kingpin-like. This is the kind of episode for me where it's going from Wilson Fisk to Kingpin because he's getting more privileges, isn't he, in his house arrest? And this is the scene where we get this brilliant moment where it arches back to his suit putting on ritual. So we see him putting on the cufflinks and that kind of stuff, puts on the suit, but then also later on we see the white suit, the famous Kingpin white suit that he dons for the very first time. And it's glorious. It's great. But again, do you know what's interesting? I think the symbolism, there is some symbolism with Kingpin's white suit because obviously when all of the atrocities happened in his childhood, all the domestic violence and stuff, he had to sit and face a white wall.
Yes.
And he's putting on a white suit as a reminder of his past and also using it as an armor, like protection. So he's protecting his past with this white suit that represents something that he had to stare at his whole childhood. I wonder whether that's deliberately placed, and if it is, dear listener, if you do know that's a deliberate Easter egg, do let us know. But yeah, I thought it was a really cool little nugget that came into my head when I was watching it.
I think that was a cool little nugget. I agree. I like that. The So this episode 6, but a lot of it is about Jasper. So Jasper is the person that Fisk made go to attack him in the prison, and then Fisk used it to make out that the Albanians were out to attack him, which then caused the FBI to move him. But it turns out that it was Jasper all along. It was a guy serving a full sentence that Fisk managed to wrap around his little clever finger. And basically, this whole episode is about Matt, Karen and Foggy trying to get Jasper to, own up to the police and stop this whole Fisk business. Now
is Jasper the guy that looks like Rupert Grint?
Yes.
Sorry, that just came into my head. He looks like Rupert Grint.
And Karen has to go to like this drug den.
You're a wizard, Jasper. Sorry.
Fucking Jesus Christ. What was that?
You're a wizard, Jasper.
You're a wizard. You're a wizard, Jasper.
You're a wizard, Jasper.
You're a wizard.
You're a wizard, Jasper. Oh,
No.
all right then. You're a wizard, Jasper.
No, Jasper, no. He's going to sacrifice himself. No. Where?
He's going to sacrifice himself.
He's going to sacrifice himself, Hermione.
You can't.
You can't be doing it, no. No, Hermione, no.
Expecto Patronum. Expelliarmus.
Defense against
Sorry.
the dark arts, Harry. Oh.
Well, I don't know what is going on.
I've never heard of these accents in Harry Potter be combined.
It's
I don't know where this
terrible.
has come from.
It's terrible. Love Irish people. That's no offense to Irish people, by the way. Love them.
Right.
I've got family that live in Ireland. My brother lives in Ireland.
There you go. That's a good. So you've used the accent, probably offended half of Ireland.
Really badly. Yeah.
And you've absolutely redeemed it by going, "Oh, I've got family who live there."
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I'm untouchable by the Irish community. Thank you.
Practically Irish.
Basic one myself. That's to be fair. That's what I do with I've got a colleague who's northern, right, and occasionally I will replicate the accent. And when she looks at me, I go, "It's fine. My dad's from up north. I mean, I refuse. I don't say that I haven't seen my dad for about 15 years. I've got less connections up north than anybody else in the country. But it allows me to speak with a northern twang when I wish to. Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool. Right.
I've got as a note down here. I've got Fisk is on form.
He is on form. There's not a lot of Fisk in this episode, though. I think
know.
you're referring to episode 7. There's a lot of Fisk in 7. This is all about Jasper, and this is where we get
6 one.
Daredevil and Dex have the fight, because basically Fisk has got Dex to dress up as Daredevil, to frame Daredevil, but to also get Jasper killed. So there is no one who could own up and do shit. And I have to say, I wasn't a fan of the fight.
This one here in the office.
The one in the office, because I felt now this. I know some people are going to hold umbrage to this, and I do understand the slight irony of it. However, my argument is I felt like it was a bit too comic-esque.
Interesting. Not as in funny, but just like a comic.
No, like a comic. So it was a very like. The actions involved it went on again. It went on and on and on. So for two people fighting and nothing much happening, it went on and on and on. But also like the moves were like way over the top for such a small space.
Yeah, I mean, I quite enjoyed it. I mean, I quite enjoyed the hand-to-hand combat. I mean, it displays the ridiculous accuracy with Bullseye, and then do you know what? Seeing him as the Daredevil, he looks like the Daredevil. Do you know what I mean? Like, I do wonder whether this casting was like he was actually in the running to play Matt Murdock, and then actually they offered him Point Dexter instead. But the deadly accuracy that he's got, but then also I mean, he was just fucking taking people out left, right, and center. Innocents, just taking people out, and
Yeah.
I think I liked it because I think it weighed up kind of again the kind of the threat level from Dexter. He is somebody you don't want to get on his bad side. He is also somebody that you could quite easily empathize with because he's mentally unstable. He's got again just everybody's got some sort of trauma. Everybody's dealing with trauma in Daredevil, and they're all dealing it with their own way. And similarly to Fisk, to Matt Murdock, Point Dexter is also dealing with something here. And yeah, I mean, maybe did you feel like it went on for too long?
Yeah, I did feel like it went on for too long. The bit, Matt and Dex's fight certainly went on for too long. For a room that's so small and there was no other no other elements. I mean, other characters. I felt for two characters in a small space like that, bit boring. I thought.
So there's another bit as well with the fact that Matt Murdock gets a pair of scissors to his left shoulder. Now, the scissors to the left shoulder, I think's got to be a link to Born Again, because we see there's a shot in Born Again, and again we don't know what that is because I think it gets revealed quite early on. So you might already know, dear listener, if you've watched Born Again. We haven't yet. We're not there yet. We will be in a couple of weeks. But there's a callback to this callback in Born Again, I think. Which is cool to know.
Which, conveniently, does remind me, stop with the fucking spoilers, people. For Daredevil Born Again. They are absolutely everywhere. Stop it. Stop it. It's been out for literally less than 2 weeks, and people are fucking commenting and providing spoilers as if it's been out for a year. A lot of us haven't watched it yet, and I genuinely don't want it spoiled, and it's becoming incredibly difficult not to have it spoiled, Matt. I believe I already know one major thing that happens in the first episode, and if it does, shame on you, fan base. Shame on you.
Yeah, same. No, I totally agree. I think I've had something ruined for me too from the first episode. It's a shame because again, we're not asking everybody to come back. We haven't watched it yet. Please don't do anything. But like, I think if you're showing spoilers on the internet, please just state before showing it that you're sharing spoilers. Now, we do everything within our power with that. Whenever we do things that are particularly fresh out of the oven, like movies and MCU stuff, and that's fresh out. But anything that's kind of been out for a while, hence this, we're not really going to throw spoilers because you know what this episode's in. We are reviewing content of something that you might have not seen. Do it at your own peril. But with things that are algorithm attractive, fucking just consider it. Like, I think that's just the best way of saying it. Just be fucking considerate because you're potentially ruining it for somebody that doesn't want to know what those spoilers are. Yeah, man, it's a shame.
I would like, right? So the power of AI and phones and like the internet's going AI crazy. I want AI to be used where if we're doing what we're doing, right, we could put in buzzwords and AI would remove any trace of it whilst we're searching the internet. So you could never come into contact with a spoiler. I would love that.
Yep, I love that. AI companies, can we get this going? Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's remove spoilers if we don't need them just by searching. So like, Walking Dead, there were loads of times where I knew I was going to miss an episode, but I knew I'd have it spoiled. Whereas if I could put in The Walking Dead and maybe some other term, and then it populates some other terms, and I go, yes, hide all of those. Boom. Never see a spoiler.
100%. 100%.
Right.
Episode 7. Yeah, I don't have many notes for episode 7. All kind of like the Matt and the Nun, more scenes there. I was planning to say something, but then now I'm like, I don't want to say it because now contextually it makes sense. So when we get to episode 8, we'll talk about it. Okay. But like, I've just got the white suits of Wilson Fisk's on the wall. All of his black suits have now been changed to white suits. He's in his final form. But like again, just and then Matt also just kind of preparing himself for something that's going to come. That's all I've got, Tony, in terms of my notes. What else happens? Because I've gone a blank.
Nadeem
Oh,
and
yeah.
Matt forming a little alliance. So
Yep.
Nadeem reveals the name Dex, Poindexter, to Matt.
Yep.
We have Foggy and Marnie. Get it on.
Yeah, they do.
No.
So Foggy has a near-death experience and then decides to slam his girlfriend.
He does indeed.
I mean,
you know, sex and violence.
You're all for that.
I think you know. Well, of course I'm all for it. No, I think you know, sex is a really important part of today's society, Matthew. I don't think it should be mocked. But
I agree.
Genuinely, I was for it because I was actually thinking, well, I believe that Foggy, you know, traumatic
Believed
event
in that moment.
Marnie arrived, and then Marnie was like, look, like, let me relieve you of the stress. And she did. But also, more importantly, it also worked as an incredible way for a load of documents to be sprawled over the floor that Foggy could conveniently read after.
Yeah, that was a freebie, wasn't it?
That was, yeah. She didn't charge. Sorry, the documents. Yeah, documents were there. Yeah, it was great. It was great. So that happens. We get right. A bit of a genuine thing, this, right? And this is a bit of a darker tone, what I'm about to bring in. I think I have never seen a scene like it. And I thought it was realistic, completely well written, and it was a blink and you'll miss it moment that I genuinely bought a little bit of that's kind of, that spooked me a bit. And it was when... So Karen is being questioned by the FBI, and she's in a police station.
Yep.
And this is all after the incident from the episode before, right? So loads of members of the Bulletin have been killed. Obviously, Jasper's been killed. All of this, right? Now Karen leaves the cell. I think she does like the lawyer shit, and she's like, "Well, are you going to arrest me or not?" And then. On the table, she sees all of the phones of the people who have like died or certainly will be in hospital. And there's just a small detail where we start to see all like a lot of the phones like vibrating and getting texts or phone calls from loved ones, right?
Yeah.
And it was just like a bit of a kind of like shit. Like, you know, we hear about these traumatic events in history when millions, or not even millions, not just like tens and tens or hundreds of people have died, right? And it's so right. You would have family and friends checking up and seeing like, oh my God, are you all right? Were you involved in that? And it was just quite a moment, right? In an otherwise quite trivial set of scenes, well, not trivial, but it's Daredevil, right? A set of scenes, and seeing Karen kind of just look at that, and it just sat on that moment in that moment for just a couple of seconds. I'm like, wow, that's such a meticulous detail. Which even when you're watching like dramas and quite high caliber. Sad dramas, you very rarely see that moment play out. And I thought, that's a big old, you know, parents and like families just contacting. You imagine the fear, right, of just going, this phone call or text may never be replied or answered to, right? And yeah, I just thought, wow,
it was really powerful, really powerful. Yeah.
Can you remember that moment, Matt?
I can.
Okay.
Do you know what I was thinking? I was just letting you play out the moment because I was thinking, that's going to be really good reel. In my head when you were saying it was like, I'm going to play an overlay of the video of the scene while Forrest is undercutting that with a brilliant bit of VO. So my editing brain was like already in it going, it's potentially about 500 to 1,000 views on Instagram maybe.
Well,
I've turned into an algorithm, unfortunately, this year. I've been so deep into it.
Oh my God! But yes, yeah.
I agree.
I thought it was a great moment. I loved that.
Hashtag killings. Hashtag self-aware. Hashtag YOLO.
And just like that, any piece of drama just squeezed and abused by Matthew there. But yes, cool. So that's episode 7. I don't think we need to talk about that anymore because the big one that I know you've got a couple of pictures linked up for already.
I got big ones.
Is I've told you to go to fucking doctors about it, Matt. It's unhealthy. Episode 8. Karen. Headline: Karen goes to see Fisk.
Oh my God, this flipping scene. It was immense. The tense moments in this. I mean, so we see Karen just absolutely holding ground here with Wilson Fisk, face to face with, I mean, a killer, and she calls him out on the fact that she's going to take him down, publish her story about the fact that you killed your father when you were a kid. And then through all of that, we see a brilliant moment, particularly with Wilson Fisk, while she's going into him, going, "I'm going to get you. You're going to, take you into that." We see a fantastic reaction from Wilson Fisk, where it's like, "Yeah, how is Matt Murdock in his secret life?" And then there's just like this. What's great is that there's no line. It's a look of her going, "Oh shit!" And you could tell the director went, "Can you just internalize the "oh shit" moment, just so he can go, "Got ya. Thank you very much. That's all I need." And then she realizes that I've got to do something now. It's either now or never. I've got to cause a reaction because she knows that there's cameras watching. He's still under house arrest. If he lays his hands on me, at least something could be done. Yeah, and man, I mean, she goes into him about Wesley. Hell hath no fury if you've killed your friend. Oh my damn, he was my friend. In quotation marks from season 1 of Wilson Fisk. 8 shots. She actually shot him so much to the point until that gun ran out, she couldn't fire any more bullets to Wesley. She absolutely went at him. It was a brilliant scene. It was so good. It was tense, and then he stood up and he shouted, and then Foggy came in. God damn it, Foggy. Fucking Foggy. What do you think he would have done? What do you think would have happened if nobody came in? What do you think would have happened?
I don't think he would have attacked her, would he?
I don't think so too.
I don't think Fisk is that guy.
No.
I think what he would have done. Interesting, because he would also, everything in that apartment is what he wants there to be there, what he wants to be there. So I can't imagine he's smashed much up either. So no. I don't know how he would channel the anger. Probably through the suffering of others. So what he might do is like kill like a random guard that was by the door or something. Do you know what I mean? Like out of frustration. But yeah, I don't think he would have attacked Karen.
I think he would have gone into a maniacal rant about what he was going to do with Matt.
Yes.
Once he finds Matt, this is what I'm going to do with him.
Yes.
And you're not going to have a single fucking card that's going to help you in this situation. And you're going to have to sit and watch this. And I think, I don't know, I think part of me wanted the scene to go on a little bit longer. I would have liked to have seen something like that happen and then somebody coming in. But nevertheless, it was a fucking good moment. That was the highlight of season 3 so far for me.
Amazing, and like absolute acting chomps on the both of them. I know I have said a lot of bad comments about old Fisky boy.
Thoughts? Update on the thoughts? Can we get an update? Can we get a little update on Vincent?
A good series for Vincent. Good old series of Vincent. I like the character. I still think there's a bit too much grunting and a little bit like vocally. I don't find it very
Vanessa,
Vanessa,
Karen, please. Karen. No. Sorry.
Well, you're starting up a car there.
It's kind of what it is, isn't it? Vanessa, I didn't kill my father. Vanessa. Oh, he is. Yeah. Wow, what a way to centre a character.
Um, so yes, yeah, big moment. Loved it. I thought it was great. The other thing, we get Daredevil and Nadeem are working together in this episode. We're aware that Dex is aware that Nadeem is onto him. He sees him in the window.
Yeah, he does.
He shoots him, doesn't he? Nadeem gets a little gunshot and is
He does.
continually bleeding.
He tries prior to that as well. He tries to get him close. He says that he's going, look, I'm going to work with you. We're going to get you back into to the FBI and reinstate you. This is your lawyer, Andrea Morales. Oh, that's a little name that rings a bell. And Andrea Morales. Do we know who Andrea Morales is?
Miles Morales?
Well, it's not fully connected, but it could be. No, it's not. It's not Miles's mum. Miles's mum's a different name. It's Rio Morales, I think her name is. But there is a potential. I don't know. That was either an Easter egg or an intention to introduce a Spider-Man into this little universe going forward. But hey, I liked it. I liked it. It was nice. It's just nice to hear the word Morales again, actually, because I think she was mentioned in the first season. Or no, yeah, first season. So yeah.
I mean, Miles rocking up in Daredevil Born Again would be one hell of a something.
I mean, I'd buy it. I'd be all for it.
I mean, it would make sense, right? Because if we're supposed to believe that Born Again might interweave with Spider-Man 4, then boom, there we are.
100%.
I'd love that. So yeah, and then we end episode 8 with a little reveal.
The reveal of Maggie, non-Maggie. She's Matt's mom. Yeah, so Maggie is the biological mother of Matt Murdock. Now, in the comics, correct me if I'm wrong, dear listener, it is within the law of Matt Murdock that his mother was a nun. So it, as much as I was like, oh my God, in that moment, I went, oh yeah, of course, kind of thing. But like it's this answers. I don't know if I said it last episode. I might have, but like when I was watching these episodes play in before this reveal, I was like, this nun is really close. Like, is sending really like close connected vibes to Matt Murdock, and I was like, has she got the hots for him? Is this nun gonna? Is she got hots from this man? But then all of a sudden, when this reveal happened, I was like, oh no. Oh, it totally makes sense now. The thinking of the way that she was so connected with him from that offset in the beginning of season 3. She was literally, caring for his wounds. She knew what to do as well, and there was no panic. There was no kind of, oh, hi, I'm a stranger. Oh, hi, I'm somebody from your past. It was more of a loving, motherly, maternal instinct that she had with him, and seeing that now played out with this reveal made all the sense it needed. So yeah, I think she's a brilliant actress, and I think that her inclusion within the season now makes a ton of sense.
Yes, exactly, and kind of also allowed me to not feel as bad about Matt Murdock turning into a child during this whole series.
Yeah.
It still doesn't quite make sense because, as you say, he's an adult. So I don't know why we have to have like some childlike wonder by the kid, but yeah, I did
tonight will be the night. Sorry,
I did quite like. Yeah, I liked it. I think it's an incredible plot. Yeah, I don't know where it goes though. Really?
No, let's go into predictions because we're both now tied up with the series. So Forrest isn't no longer ahead of me. So we've got 10 and 13 to finish with next week. And in terms of a prediction, I think we're seeing the death of Maggie between these episodes 12 and 13, let's say. That's very much going to be teed up.
I think there's going to be a death that should have been in store for Karen, and I think Maggie is going to be
Yeah.
the victim because we've had a good connection between Karen and Maggie. We know that Maggie is up for hiding Karen at this point. So I feel like naturally we're going to get a kind of a misdirected death. It's going to be Maggie.
Moving into episode 9, this is related to predictions as well, is Matt Murdock with this now revelation overhearing that he has a mum in the form of Maggie the nun. We have a flashback with Maggie and how all that came to be. Made sense, wasn't too long, nice and concise. The other thing on top of that is that we have Matt Murdock confronting the priest who's in a bar. He's taken his, he doesn't look like a priest anymore. He's in his usual attire and stuff. I have a feeling, there's an inkling in my tummy that there is more to this priest than we think. And that we've been moaning as well over the last couple of seasons with this, is that he's just chiming in like some sort of wisdom character. But actually, I wonder whether his hand is in the pocket of Wilson Fisk and has been the whole time, and was not only has been pulling some strings and being given intel to Wilson Fisk, but I also feel like he has a hand in the death of Matt's father.
Ooh.
I think there's something to do with it because it brought him back to Maggie. It brought him back to the church, and it led him down this path with Stick and everything. And I just wonder, there must have been somebody pushing that along, and there's only one person I can think of, and that must be the priest.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if you were correct on this occasion, Matthew.
Cool.
I would not be shocked. Yeah, I feel that.
But
I support that.
A bit confused. You give me a frown there.
No, I'm supporting that. I am supporting that. I'm trying to work out in my brain very slowly where to go with this. But I agree.
Well, where I do know where to go with it.
Self-reflecting where... Oh, okay. All right.
Is that
Mr.
in
Big
this
Bollocks.
episode... Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck it. Oh, actually, you could stall as much as you like for us because I know where the hell I'm going with this. Okay, all right. Ooh.
I know where to go from this.
Oh, yeah.
Take my hand, Forrest. I have a feeling Wilson Fisk has his hands in many people's pockets because it kind of reveals that in episode 9 as well. That
It does.
pretty much everybody, 80% of the FBI are working for Fisk.
Yeah.
It's
boss is now Fisk.
Yes, and Nadeem, and as well, we haven't spoken about him as well. Brilliant role, brilliant character. I care about him. Another one I think is going to die between these next episodes because he's not in Born Again, is he?
Well, I haven't. Well, that's the only thing that hasn't been fucking leaked for me so far. As
Right.
I've been a Deems man.
Right.
All right. No, I would agree. I think we're definitely going to get some casualties now, aren't we? We're in casualty part of the season now. But yeah, Nadeem, I love that. First time we hear Kingpin.
We do. Yeah. Point Deska
as the code word.
Yeah.
Kingpin,
Very
love
cool.
that. Does that mean we're going to get Blind Spot soon? Because we still don't know Dex as Bullseye. Still haven't heard Bullseye. Well, for it. I'm going to. This is where I'd love to go back and do a flashback to your comment in fucking series 1, episode 1. Wow, we haven't met Bullseye yet. It's episode 10 of series 3, and we still haven't been. He's still not been referred to as Bullseye.
Jesus Christ. No, I think there's a reason why you're calling it Blind Spot.
Why is that?
Because there is a character called Blind Spot.
There you go.
Not in this universe.
Ooh.
Not in the other universe. But something we have reviewed. We reviewed The Boys, didn't we?
The Muppets
last
Christmas
year?
Carol. Oh, the boys. Yes.
Yeah, last year we marathoned The Boys, and
Yeah.
part of the contestants of the new 7 was a character called Blind Spot, which was based on Nightwing and Daredevil.
Oh my god! Well, there you go. There you
Homelander,
go.
like, absolutely obliterated him
Boosh.
within a minute. Yeah.
Nah, yeah, he needs his own series. Blind Spot. They missed that. They missed the trick. I was going to say they missed the spot. That would have been
Anyway,
nice.
Karen
Yes.
and Matt's mom find a bond. They are gonna be together. Karen needs a place to stay. Maggie the nun says, "Stay with me. I help you. You help me. Not for me, not for you, but for Matthew. Yeah, let's do it together.
I'm Matthew's mom. Who are you? I used to be his lover, but he had another too. I'm Matthew's mom, and you're his lover, his ex-lover, 'cause he was sleeping with Electra, sleeping with Electra, sleeping with Electra. But you didn't mention it, yet you didn't mention it. He's sleeping with Electra. He's sleeping with Electra. Oh, his ex and his mother, his ex-mother and his ex and his mother, his ex and his mother. Matthew Murdoch, where are you now? He's gonna hear you. He's gonna get you. He's gonna trick you.
I have a feeling. I think we should keep doing this the whole time till we finish the end of the episode.
Matt finds out that Fisk wants Karen dead. Yeah. Fisk wants Karen dead. Fisk wants Karen dead.
Reprise. A safe forest. A safe forest. Give me a rating so far. What are your thoughts? Come on now. What are your thoughts on season 3?
It's a fantastic series. A joy to be. A joy to be here and for you and me. Oh, I'm liking the crisps. I'm having prawn cocktail because it's one of my favorites. Which this series is. What's your rating?
My crisp rating so far has gotta be sweet chili chips from Walker's. They're so lovely and nice and tangy, not too spicy, just right for me. This is a season of all the delights. So, dear listener, you listening? Dear listener, listen up now, 'cause next week we're gonna be doing season 3. Episodes 10 to 13. Yeah.
10 to 13.
Can't wait.
10 to 13.
Can you be with us next week? 'Cause I guarantee you we might lose people. Keep singing like this to the end. Yeah.
Daredevil.
See you next week, dear listener. We will see you next week.